This is our final look at the history of Fairhaven Lake on the Fylde coast, and the southwest corner saw one of the biggest changes. In 1922, Lytham and St Anne's amalgamated into the new borough of Lytham St Anne's. Negotiations were made with the Fairhaven Estate Company to buy the lake, and a purchase price of £34,000 was agreed in 1923. The money was quietly donated by Lord Ashton of Lancaster, who owned the bungalow, which was one of the first houses to be built within the boundary of Fairhaven. He had previously paid for the purchase of St George's Gardens in St Anne's, and the council subsequently changed the name to Ashton Gardens. The donation for the lake was not disclosed for 2 further years when it was renamed Ashton Marine Park. Confusion over the use of the name Ashton and whether it referred to the gardens in St Anne's or lake in Fairhaven led to the council reverting to the name Fairhaven Lake in 1952. The name has remained on one building, however. Look at the plate on the electricity substation by the east end of the lake. It still says Ashton Marine Park. The creation of Stanley Park in Blackpool was well underway at this time. Lytham St Anne's Council were very impressed with the landscaping and design work created by the renowned firm T.H. Mawson and Sons, so they were commissioned in 1924 to prepare a scheme to develop the 80 acres of parkland surrounding Fairhaven Lake. Thomas Mawson had very grand plans to extend the lake and park west to join up with the St Anne's Promenade Gardens at the Beach Cafe by Fairhaven Road. It would have new tennis courts, 4 new bowling greens, a pitch and putt course and a putting green. There was also a proposal for a large building known as a Kursaal. This would provide leisure facilities of spa rooms and entertainment. It would be situated opposite the grand dual carriageway of King Edward Avenue by the school playing fields and would include a large car park for the cars and their chauffeurs. Many of Mawson's ideas were not realised as the cost of the project spiralled. One that did, though, was the Japanese lagoon and garden. The garden style of this period was for caves, waterfalls and rockeries. He had used this style to build the Rivington Gardens for Lord Leverhulme, which have recently been renovated for the public to enjoy today. Traditional Japanese garden plantings of cherry trees and acers would not survive this harsh, exposed coastal environment, but Thomas Mawson knew the plants that would grow well on the Fylde coast, and examples of original plantings of home oak from the 1920s can still be seen today by the tennis pavilion and the banks of the St Paul's car park. The Japanese lagoon proved popular for model boating, children with their fishing nets, and a nursery for the young ducklings. Unfortunately, lack of maintenance on the south side of the lake throughout the 1970s caused the Japanese gardens to be filled in with sand in 1980. Walking around this area, it is possible to identify several features that were once part of this site. An old path hidden under the grass, the inlet for the water, and hollowed out ground between the bushes. An archaeological exploratory dig in 2018 revealed the sandstone steps at the east end of the lagoon. Part of the next stage in this renovation of Fairhaven Lake will be to carefully remove the sand and soil and hopefully reveal more of the original features of this lagoon so that it can be brought back to life. The shape of this south side of the lake has changed significantly over the years to enable yachts and rowing boats to sail around the islands more easily. Formal gardens have disappeared to be replaced by trees and bushes. Look closely at the aerial photo of the landing stage from the 1960s. Try counting the large number of boats available for hire. Now look at the sign above the entrance steps. It says Lake Fairhaven. Do you remember that from our first walk? In October 2018, more big changes started. The Stanner Bank was beyond repair, so new sea defences were needed. A similar project had already been completed at Cleveland and Blackpool, so it was now the turn of Lytham and Fairhaven. Church Scar by the Lytham Villas was the first phase to be completed, followed by Granny's Bay. In July 2020, the last section of fencing was removed to allow access to the new Stannerbank Promenade. It's been a long wait, but well worth it. As we move into the winter of 2020, more work will be seen around the lake parkland. Already we have seen new play park open with an adventure golf course to follow, but the main work will be on a new path to enable visitors to walk all the way around the lake without having to walk to the top of the Stannerbank. The cafe will undergo extensive renovation, and the RSPB Pagoda Boathouse will be developed to provide an information point for visitors. The Isaac Dixon Boathouse will provide changing and shower facilities for anyone using the lake for water sports, and space for storage of the smaller craft. It is hoped that it will not be too long before we see Fairhaven Lake being as popular as it was when first conceived. From the Friends of Fairhaven Lake, we hope you have enjoyed these virtual tours of Fairhaven Lake on the Fylde Coast. We look forward to being able to reintroduce our full programme of walks and exhibitions soon. Thank you for taking the time to watch.